us today. We're, don't freak out. We're not in my kitchen. I didn't.
Hardly.
Right?
Yeah.
This time we are in Falls Church, Virginia, and we're at the beautiful Zoya's Atelier here with Monte.
Yeah.
So we're just here to have coffee and learn a little bit more about Monte and tell about your story. Yeah, for those who might not know you, let's start from the beginning.
Okay, let's start. Okay. So first of all, I think I'm from West Virginia. So my grandfather and my father served both in the Army. So we did not travel in that time. Dad always says he got in long enough to get that college degree and go on with his career. Which is what he did. I am a hairstylist, and I think that's one thing people really don't know.
Okay.
And they see me, jacking them up on the runway and doing that so quickly. Well, that's why I can do it. I started my career here in Washington, D.C. area as a fashion consultant.
Great.
Went back to school, London, UK, and got my hair degree and came back. Worked for Elizabeth Arden, Red Door Salons and Spas, artistic director for 12 years. And then Lori and I met at a bridal show, became fast friends. And I'm going to fast forward that because a lot happened in between there. Life was challenging and rewarding for both of us. And TLC knocked on her door and said, hey, we think we're going to film a show, because they had the New York show going. It was very successful. And Lori called me up and said, come on down, let's do this. I had just opened a hair salon.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm good. I'm not going to do it. But she convinced me to come down, and that was 9 years ago.
I was going to say, how long has it been?
9 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And how many brides would you say?
Way
tricky question.
No, it's it's funny because I just don't see brides on the show. Right. I see them in the streets, the drag cleaners, the grocery store. So I'm always looking at phones and photos and what do you think of me in this dress and all that. So it's charming. So a lot.
Yeah. And well, speaking of brides, we actually have a couple military spouse brides with us in the audience today.
We do.
So we do have an audience. So if you hear any laughter, we're not going to have anybody crying, hopefully.
No, not today.
Only laughter. So just wanted to let you know we have some wonderful guests with us. So you talked about how you started with Say Yes to the Dress.
Yes.
Let's talk about some fashion and talking about military spouses on a budget.
All right.
So a lot of military spouses essentially are on a budget.
Right.
How can they go and find a beautiful wardrobe or even just a simple outfit on a tight budget?
Right.
So even going to a thrift store per se on base or on an installation and finding something there.
I'm understanding more and more the dilemma of finding things for military spouses, simply because whether it be location, whether you're offshore, whether you're in the States, shopping these days can be challenging no matter what your budget is. I mean, finding something you love and fits is perfect for the occasion. But believe it or not, I'm on a budget as well. I just don't pay attention to it. But every now and then you have to do that, right? I think some of the best finds I have found, believe it or not, is rummaging through Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
I love Marshalls and TJ Maxx, yeah.
I mean, I'm always finding, and as a matter of fact, one of my favorite jackets, it's a sweater jacket, it's printed. I have gifted that to a friend of mine, and he gets more compliments on that jacket than anything he owns.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So you don't have to spend a lot of money.
You don't. And I work and have been involved with Capital Caring Hospice here in Virginia for over 26 years. And I used to do in-home visits.
Okay.
And so I'm hospice trained, so I no longer
Are we back? Can you guys hear us, see us? Yay.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Well,
oh my God.
Sorry about that.
No, it's always good to have a hair break.
I know, right? Some champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straighten up a little bit.
And
all right.
We're back. Okay. So we talked about a budget.
Yes.
And everything like that. So we did also want to talk about military spouses are really good at putting others first. So their family, their friends, their careers. How can we start to put ourselves first?
You know what? I look at that myself. My parents are aging. My mother, as you know, just recently passed away. So it seems like between my work and my volunteer work, which I do a lot, I feel it's very important to give back to the community. Yes. And that really is how I put myself first, believe it or not, because I like giving back. I make sure I have time for that, and giving time for that gives time for me a little bit. But I do start off every morning with my morning prayers. Okay. So that's kind of my time in the morning. I like a very quiet morning. Right. I get up in solitude. I don't talk to anybody. I talk all the time. It's been rumored I could talk to a fence post. Well. And I have. So, but yeah, so I think it's important to get back 30 minutes on a treadmill. Yeah. You know, so it's challenging. But I mean, military's scheduled, right? So this should be relatively easy for y'all to schedule. Yeah. I mean, because you're used to schedules, right? Yes. I'm used to a schedule and a timeline. I mean, I have to be somewhere at a certain time and do a certain thing at a certain time and time. So I would think it's easy to squeeze in 15, 20 minutes. And if that's just sitting still and reflecting on the past or things goal orientated. I'm always writing things I want to accomplish. I'll wake up in the middle of the night. So if y'all are getting emails at 2 a.m, it's because, oh my God, I got this great idea. Yeah. So, but I think pulling back is probably one of the hardest things to do to people that give. Yeah. Because we tend not to do that. We're trying to take care of it. 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes. We can do that. Just quiet. Okay. Quiet. All right. Try to tell that to my rescued dogs. That doesn't work. Oh, what kind of dogs do you have? Welsh Terrier. Oh, stop it. Yeah. I have a Welsh Terrier. His name is Hans. Really? Mm-hmm. And today is his birthday. Look at that. I know, right? So I have Charlie Champ and I have Patsy Joe. Okay. And I usually rescue older ones with We Tea Cares. Okay. So I've been a member of that organization for 15 years. Okay. And I usually take the older dogs because they have health issues and people really let go of them at a certain time. So, yeah. So. Oh, good. Yeah. All right. See, never thought you'd hear about Welsh Terriers today, did you? Do we have any questions from our audience or viewers? Okay, let's go to some questions. Yes.
Yes, we have some wonderful questions coming in. And people are so excited to speak with you today, Monte. First and foremost, I'll take it off with first question is about a 10-year anniversary, which I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds. Right. We are planning a big wedding as we come up on our 10-year anniversary. We didn't have a big wedding and I never got the dream wedding dress. I don't know where to start to look for my type of dress and shop that I should go to.
All right. So congratulations, first of all. What a great accomplishment. So I will tell you that, we just spoke to this. Mm-hmm. I can probably tell you what would look great on your body, what would be great for the venue, but it's your job to tell me what makes you feel good. So that it seems that a lot of brides early on got married in a dress that maybe mother chose, grandmother chose, or you're with the best friends, you're in a hurry and you just do it. Take your time, look at the dress and make sure. And remember one important advice. This is most important. A lot of people will say that the wedding dress sets the tone for the wedding. It's not, it's your location. Make sure your gown fits into your location and look at your surroundings and make sure that it looks great. Is it romantic? Is it sexy? Is it modern? Or is it glamorous? So think about those few things. But I will tell you what's in trend. Sweetheart neckline, still in trend. Scattered lace, illusion. Natural waist, fitted with small beading. Light coverage would be with scattered lace or embellishments. Full soft skirts, long trains, buttons and bows are back, and veils are making a huge comeback. Oh. Yeah. So good luck to that. Send us pictures. I know, all of right? Yeah, you want to see them.
Do we have more questions?
Thank you. Okay, yes, great. We have a bit of a similar one. We'll kind of tag on to that.
Okay.
Many military spouses don't get the chance to have a big wedding, but still want to have those moments where we take our spouse's breath away. What are some simple things we can do on a daily basis to give ourselves a runway look? Can you show us some easy hair looks on your beautiful co-host? Oh, we're getting Nicole involved.
Oh my God, we don't have any. Okay, so I doubt if she wants me to crimp her hair right here now. And I forgot my curling iron all the way
Oh my goodness, you asked that. Thank you.
I think one of the easiest ways to do, okay, there's 3 things that are very important to stick to, and it will make a huge difference. Eyes, lips, and ears. So you got to remember, we see through our eyes, we talk through our lips, and we listen through our ears. So we should adorn those, right? So mascara, simple mascara. If you're a blonde, you might want to try brown black so it's not so harsh on you. Lips, you know, here you can run the gamuts. It's spring, coming into spring, go with color, have some fun with it, and always dress your earrings, whether it's a drop, which really means it only comes down a little bit, or a chandelier for maybe a little later evening. But imagine the surprise to your spouse if he woke up in the morning and you're in the kitchen with blood red lipstick on, thick black eyeliner and mascara and chandelier earrings in your bathrobe. That'll set the tone for the morning. So you want to pay attention to those. And those are easy fix. Those are things you can keep in your bathroom and just pick up. So instead of pulling your hair back in a plain ponytail, try a braid. Start braiding it on the side, pull it back, do a side knot instead of the black. Take that top knot down, bring it down in a ballet knot, braid it, wrap it around, tuck the tail in, put some hair combs in it, put a silk flower in the back of it. I mean, just those simple little things will make a huge difference.
I love it. Take that 15 minutes in the morning.
Right, yeah.
On that lipstick.
Yeah, if you always do a side part, maybe try combing it straight back. If you do a left, do a right. You can zigzag your part. I mean, there's a lot of cool things. If your hair's short, spike it up, or really gel it and slick it back and give concentration on the eyes and lips.
Love it.
Simple, right? Yes. We can all do this.
We can do this.
Right? They're looking very doubtful.
I think everyone's probably feverishly taking notes down at this
point. Okay, all right.
So many great tips.
You will give them a break, right?
Right. We've got one more that will throw your way. We have a spouse currently stationed at a fairly remote location at the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. Their nearest shopping options are an hour-and-a-half drive away. So as you can imagine, they utilize a lot of online shopping and are asking for advice about purchasing clothing, especially formal wear online.
All right, so I'm from West Virginia, so we had to drive an hour to go anywhere for shopping too. You know, if anybody's from this area and been in West Virginia, you know you have to do that. So I am going to tell you that a lot of online shopping, not necessarily check the size charts. So here's a great way to do it. If you're on QVC, for example, and I'm going to use this as an example, their size chart is the same for everything they sell. So if you wear a size 10, for example, and you're on their site and you see a blouse, you're going to wear a 10. If you flip over and they're selling jeans, you're going to wear a 10. They make sure that that size chart is consistent on everything they sell on every single site. So that's what you want to do. And you want to look at the measurements. And, you know, here's where we have to have a reality check, myself included. When we take that tape measure out, it can be a very daunting thing, you know, to wrap that around your waist. I mean, I'm like, wow. And you've got to remember that most, now men and women, have anywhere from 3 to 4 size ranges in their current closets. Wow. So once you find a brand, and it's going to take a little testing because you're mail order, but the beautiful thing about that, you can ship it back relatively quickly. They have the stuff in, so it's easy shopping in that way. But once you find a brand that seems to fit you, then that's where you need to go and zero in on that and look at their other outlets for shopping.
Perfect. Good to know. Okay. So let's go to a couple questions here. Well, if a military couple or any couple decides to renew their vows, when would you recommend they do so? What type of dress should the bride wear for it?
This, this runs the gamut. So I always say for you ladies out there and guys, pick a date that you're going to remember, because when you don't remember, I pick my birthday. If it was me. I always remember my birthday. You don't want to miss an anniversary. So that would be the first thing. And pick an interesting time. If you are on a budget and you're looking to renew the vows, or if you're looking to celebrate, think about a brunch.
Okay.
You know, because you're serving eggs, fresh fruit, champagne, mimosas, a lot better. People don't expect a band. They don't expect a full seated table. You can do carving stations. You can make it a lot. When you get past the 5 and 6 o'clock, we're going to initially expect set down bands, dancing, music. So if you are going to do, if you're on a budget, you're looking at, that's a great way to do it.
Okay.
And I think you've got to remember also that 11 o'clock was the most royal time. I mean, I was fortunate enough to go to one of the royal weddings. And 11 o'clock is the time. I mean, and if you look back, Grace Kelly, Jackie Kennedy, Audrey Hepburn, they all got married at 11 o'clock. That is the most formal time still in history to be married. Classic cutaway, the guys in the ascot. That's why that dress is called a morning suit for us guys. The girls in formal garden attire. So, think about the time of day. It can really save you some money.
And you talked about the royal wedding. So I need to ask about that.
That was interesting. So, you know, we get press badges, right? Y'all know about that. So you get them. But a royal wedding, what I wasn't aware of. So at 11 o'clock, Kate Middleton's in the car. She didn't arrive by carriage. So 11 o'clock, she's in the car and they start moving. So 11 o'clock's the wedding. So really at 10:15, 10:25, they start moving towards the Abbey. Streets are shut down. You cannot, even with your badge, you can't, I mean, they line the streets. There's no movement.
Right.
So, I mean, posts come up, guards come up. I mean, you're like, oh my God. So we were not in position at that time. And we had to walk because you can't have a car.
Yeah.
But anyway, two things about that. I was standing outside the Abbey when she got out of the car. I mean, how amazing in that beautiful Alexander McQueen, Sarah Burton. And I had guessed it the night before because I saw Sarah Burton get out of the car in front of the Goring Hotel. She had a big scarf on her hood, but when she stepped out of the car, her shoes, she'd just done a runway and she had those shoes on. So I noticed the shoes. I knew it was Sarah Burton.
Paying attention to
I knew it was Sarah Burton. Two things that struck me odd about Kate Middleton. The tiara wasn't of lineage.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't, come down the royal aisle. And she wore a fingertip veil as opposed to a cathedral veil.
Okay.
And most brides in the Abbey have worn in the past cathedral veils. So she was first. And there's a huge history to this. I mean, when Queen Victoria, noted to be the first to wear a white dress, I mean, she showed her ankles. She wore a white dress, which was kind of snubbing everybody else because in the day, where do you clean a white dress?
Right.
Women didn't wear white because there's no cleaners. And so, and she wore hairpins given to her by Queen Mary.
Okay.
So then when her daughter married her son got married and the Queen mom got married, not one of the best wedding photos. Google the Queen mom, you'll understand. It was the 20s. We're going to give it that it was the era. And from that day on, every royal bride must wear a crown or tiara.
Okay.
Yeah. So when her daughter got married, Queen Elizabeth, she wore the fringe tiara. And Queen Mary had purchased it. And when she goes to put it on, it breaks in two because she can wear it as a necklace. So Gerard Jewelers rush over, solder it together. And if you look at Queen Elizabeth, you can see a little gap there on the side. That crown it's seen in royal occasions, but not often.
Okay.
But it was seen again of prominence when the Princess Royal, the Queen's only daughter, wore it for her wedding in 1973, and which happened to be her brother's birthday.
Okay.
So did I bore you now?
No, I love history. So this is great.
So it's pretty cool.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And do we have, okay, we'll have a couple more questions here then. Okay. So since most people watching right now are military spouses and are married, what have you seen change with weddings between now and let's say 10 or 15 years ago?
Right. So actually within the 10 years, weddings have changed drastically a couple of times.
Yeah.
So we went from, big, opulent to very strapless,
Yeah.
heavy, chunky beading, huge ball gowns, formal black tie weddings. And then we moved into a more strapless, still ruling the runway. And then we moved into a more romantic, the barn settings out in the fields, that was going so a little more lace. And now we've come back to full circle.
Okay.
So a lot of things have changed. Girls are wanting a much more natural look with their hair, with their makeup. They don't want as much embellishment. They want soft skirting. And we're seeing coverage come back.
Okay.
And the buttons come back, bows are coming back in, and all that was once taboo in wedding gowns.
Right.
So, a lot of things have changed, but we're going back to a more classic and a more understated style. And that portrays into the table settings. Even though you may be marrying in a facility out in a field, the tablescapes are now a lot more formal, flowers running flat on the table as opposed to high.
Right.
No more mason jars, no more burlap, no more sunflowers, a little more formal. The table place settings in full appointment.
Okay.
So you have the water, the wine, the sherry glass. So that's all coming back.
And when you hear of weddings and you hear the brides talking about weddings, are they inviting 50 to 60 people? Or are you seeing people invite 300 plus? What are you seeing there?
It's up to your mother. So you're going to be seeing your cousin that you haven't seen in 20 years. So get ready for that invitation to go out the door. The average seems to be right around 125, 150.
Okay.
Demographically that changes.
Right.
But that's kind of where we're seeing. Yeah.
Okay.
And seated dinners still.
Okay. Wow.
Are popular.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you just have to go with it. And once you pick your venue, realize you have chosen the type of wedding you're going to have. And I always say there's 3 things to help keep you on track on your wedding. And what you want to do is take a business card and put on the back of it 3 things that are so important to your wedding. As example, I want my wedding to be romantic, soft, and beautiful. I want mine to be sophisticated, understated, and very elegant. I want mine to be fun, interactive, and joyous.
Right.
So you put that on your business card. And every time you go to pick something, you pull that card out. It's going to help you make a decision on a cake, on invitations where there are thousands. And when it comes to invitations, I love paper.
Right.
So I'm like, squirrel. So I'll take that one. And right. But it helps keeps you centered so that your story is told.
Okay.
And it's purified with that thought. Because every time you go in, you're like, no, that's not romantic. Or no, that's not understated. Or no, that's not a fun one. And it kind of helps you lead your guests through the party as well.
You can really use that for any event that you're planning.
Oh, yeah. Birthdays, showers, whatever. Yeah. It's easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
So if you have a kid's 3-year-old birthday party coming up, you want it fun?
Yeah. Interactive. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. That little pony in the backyard.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It must have the pony.
Right.
Yes. Okay. We're going to go back to questions from our viewers. Danielle?
We have 2 great questions about wedding dresses after the wedding. So first one is,
let's talk about that.
Do you have any ideas for fun or useful things to do with your wedding dress after the big day is over? I feel sad every time I see it, just collecting dust in my closet.
Well, there, you should just put it on and dust throughout your house. No, there's a couple things. Becca's Closet is a great place to donate these dresses so that they continue to go and serve other deserving brides. A lot of people, a lot of brides will save the gown and on the birth of their first child, take the train and make that a christening gown.
Oh.
Because then it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, it's a christening gown, right? Reach out to family members to see if there's anybody that needs a gown. They're easily altered. If you are going to the great parties the military throws and there's balls and stuff, you might want to think about making it high-low, take the train off of it, take sleeves off, add a little more embellishment to it, add some color at the sash, and repurpose it that way as well. So there's a couple ways to use those. Yeah, it's good.
Great.
People are loving these suggestions.
Okay, good.
On those same lines, what about the person that just really wants to protect that wedding dress as they do constantly move to their various military stations?
Right. I hear stories all the time where the mothers of the brides will tell me they have carded their dress around their entire life. It's been through, if it had a passport, it would be full, right? So I will tell you that when you're buying a wedding gown, to me, I mean, what an incredible thing. You're going to wear it on the most important day. You're going to be photographed more so than any other garment you wear. It means that much. That's why girls hold on to them. They may not know where the prom dress is. They know what happened or where that wedding gown is. So, a couple of things. If you're not like-minded to have it properly preserved and cleaned and stored, which can run, hundreds of dollars, depending upon where you are, you want to take it off its hanger, put it in acid-free tissue, and just seal the box and keep it somewhere cool, not in the attic, cool, or better yet, ship it back to mom or grandma, because grandma's not gonna move. She's rooted, she's staying where she is. And have your grandmother keep it for a safeguarding, or a family member that is it's not going to be moving. So it's an easy way to do it. And then when they take it out, they can easily be cleaned. My issue is with them, and people go, well, it's yellow. Well, it's vintage.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. So it's old.
Right.
It's going to tell its own story as well.
I think we just need to have a party with our wedding dresses.
Right.
That's what's going to need to
Yeah,
happen.
parade up and down the street in them.
Yes.
We'll have a bridal parade.
It's happening.
Let's do it.
Okay, stay tuned.
The tanks could be behind us.
Yes.
We'll just march in front of them.
Flames,
Yeah, the whole thing.
yes.
Yeah, streamers.
Okay.
I can see it now. A lot of tulle, lots of flowers.
Who's joining?
And champagne.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, hang tight. We'll get that on the calendar.
Yeah, right.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, great. Danielle, we'll go to you.
Yes, we've got fantastic questions here. So now thinking about makeup tutorials online. So some observations that a lot of times the tutorials are very dramatic looks, but what about the person that likes a bit more of a natural look, but still wants to, have some good tutorials to improve their makeup techniques? Related question here is also, what are some quick tips and ways to look amazing when you're exhausted, but your husband's coming home from deployment? So what are some either tutorials to go to or go-to tips? Are there any artists you recommend following?
Again, we speak to demographics where you live and where you are. I mean, there's great makeup artists all over the world, right? So that's an easy find. But I think the thing you can do best and try to scheduling again.
Right.
Take a hot bubble bath, wash your hair, go to get a new haircut. That'll freshen it up. That always changes. Coco Chanel said, a woman getting ready to cut her hair is getting ready to change her life. So think about refreshing that, or maybe getting a deep conditioning treatment on your hair, because when your hair is good and shiny, you feel good, right? And then think about your makeup and your skin tone. So there's where, if you have the perfect foundation, if you don't, go look for it. If you don't like to wear a lot of makeup, look at Elizabeth Arden has a mousse makeup, and you can put it on. It's like it just goes on so smooth. And look at tinted moisturizers. And again, if you're blonde, you want to go with the brown black mascara and eyeliner so that it's not so harsh on you. And try different lips. Go from nude all the way to a deeper shade of a mauve. I mean, it's interesting to see these shades. Putting it on your hand does not absolutely work the way it works on your lips. So, go to a drugstore of your choice and buy a couple and see. And it's not unusual to have a girl put on 2 or 3 layers before they get the color that they want, right? Yeah. You put one on top, one on the bottom. Forgo the lip liner. That's kind of gone out of the way a little bit. And if in the South, they've got to have those blushes. My God, it's like a comet going across her face. So the one thing you want to make sure there is that blending. But if you have a good foundation or a tinted moisturizer, so usually you don't need contouring as much. I would concentrate on the eyes and the lips, a little heavier. With the eyeliner, put it behind your top row so it makes your lashes look really thick, and then give a couple coats on the mascara, and that will define the eyes. Make sure you have a good eyebrow wax or arching, and that will open up your eyes. And then, I like things close to the body when you're trying to make them big, especially if you wear your hair pulled back. And pearls are always, Jackie Kennedy said, pearls are always appropriate.
I love it. I love it. Well, now we all must go to the makeup counter and
freshen up.
Yes, please. That's happening. Okay. Do we have any from? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Danielle.
We're going to roll with this.
Yeah.
Thinking about those tips. How about tips on staying trendy and timeless at the same time? I think you were kind of getting to this.
Right. So, all right. As a guy that is aging rapidly, I mean, it seems like those birthdays just keep rolling by. How's that happen? But I look at the fit of my clothes. So make sure that it's properly fitted. You want it on the shoulders if you're wearing a jacket. And I know if you're in combat fatigues, it's probably not a place to talk about fitted clothes. However, in civilian clothes, you want to make sure they're fit. Make sure that they're accentuating where you want them. For women, I will tell you that it is extremely, extremely important to keep measured and look at your support in a bra. I mean, you want to make sure you've got the right support there. So that will make it. When you're buying anything, if it has darts, you want to make sure the bust darts are landing where they should. If they're off, that shirt or dress will never fit. Put it back on the rack and find another. Because if that doesn't line up, nothing's going to line up on your body. If you're high-waisted or short-waisted, you want to take note of that, where the belt hits you. So what I'm saying here is fit is imperative, and that will make or break you when it comes to style. The dresses now are coming down below the calf. If you happen to be petite, which is 5'5", 5'4", and under, you want to be mindful where the prettiest part of your leg is. Mark that on one skirt, and from then on, that will be your length, and going with fashion, what you see is to make that fashionable is look at the accessories, because they truly do make or break. And you want to make sure everything's in proportion to you. Your handbag, your shoes, like today, your shoes are beautiful, by the way, so is your dress. But, you just want to make sure you've got all that on tune. I say the most important thing any of us could have in our wardrobe, the one thing, is a three-way mirror. Oh. Because you may look good in the front, but Lord Almighty, you just can't see what's coming up behind you. You want to look at both. You want a little turnaround on that.
Good to know. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm just envisioning my closet now. Okay, just one now. I need to get two more.
Right on the ice side. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. And Danielle, we'll go for the next one.
Yes, we have a couple of questions in a new direction.
Okay.
Any suggestions or recommendations for interview wear for a military spouse going back to work?
Yeah, I think there's two things that's important for an interview: posture, because you want to set up and look like you're interested in what you're applying for, even though sometimes they do bore you. I've been on some interviews, I'm like, God Almighty, I'm on the wrong side of this desk. But you want to watch posture, and again, so less is more here. So you don't want to wear anything too shiny that's distracting. You don't want to wear anything too tight that you have to keep pulling down or adjusting, like this jacket, that's why it's unbuttoned. And so you want to make sure that you're setting straight, and dark colors absorb light. So that is always great. But if you are wearing dark colors, make sure the undergarments are dark as well. You don't want to see a white pattern appear as you're as you're speaking. So that would be a little cap sleeve or a jacket if you're so inclined. Your jewelry, your makeup, very nude, lips, and a heavy eye there again too, and an earring close to it. So, and you can just wear your hair back in a beautiful ballet knot. Right. That always looks. It keeps you from flipping if they've asked you to sign something and you bend your head down. If your hair is neat and clean, it keeps you from messing with your hair. So
I like that, to sign something because you're getting the job.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna get it.
Yes.
I didn't, by the way.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
sorry.
It's all right.
We're here now, so it's okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I let him know.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep looking at Danielle.
Yeah.
Great. This is awesome. We've got lots of chat going on. People are loving it.
Okay, great.
So now let's think about business formal. What do you consider to be business formal? I've received several invites to attend events with business formal attire.
All right. Depending upon the time, so if it's right after work, a simple black dress and a strand of pearls, right? But if it's on a Saturday and they're saying business formal, anything that doesn't have a slit is considered. I mean,
Okay.
I've been to, and I'm like, oh, wow. And then, whoa. Yeah. So coverage is good for business formal, whether that be mid-calf, which has really become very popular, or all the way. It really depends upon what day they're having it and what time they're having it. If it's at 6:45 and you get off work at 6, then, you know, take a pair of pumps with you, maybe patent leather, maybe some chandelier earrings, a red lip, and just take off your jacket and you have your black dress on, and some jewelry. If it is on a Saturday, again, you don't want anything too revealing. You don't want your office staff to go, whoa, where'd you hide those? Right. Yeah. So you don't want anything too revealing on the leg or on the top.
I love that question though, because a lot of times for military events,
it's right afterwards.
Well, and they always tell you the business, you know, or how to dress, the dress attire, and I'm always kind of questioning, you know.
Yeah, less is
this
always
too
more.
casual,
Yeah,
or is this too formal? So
yeah, let the accessories speak to a beaded handbag, a stronger lip, a chandelier earring, simple dress, and you can make that happen for you. And that's also brings the point when you say business casual. We're confused with that as well, right? We're just trying to make it work. Remember that when you're saying on your invitation, I know what black tie means. I do not know what black tie option.
Right.
Either it is or it's not.
Right.
So make sure we know.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with saying, and there's nothing wrong with saying no kids invited.
Okay.
That's what all mine say.
Right.
Well, when it's a black tie event, I mean, you're at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're sitting down for supper.
Right.
So black tie by then, the kids are,
they're
tired, right?
Yeah.
So
Love it.
Okay, now we're looking forward to the summer. Some people are ready for that sun.
So are we.
What are some quick ways to update your wardrobe for summer?
But don't do like I did in the 70s and put sun in your hair.
Oh,
that was a good idea.
I did
turned
that
orange
once too. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Can I just say it was the trend?
Yes. But
we're gonna let it go at that.
In the 70s?
Yes.
And I did it in like the 90s. So that's probably
clearly you didn't learn from history. So there's that. A slow learner on that one.
Oh, next subject.
Okay. So the easiest and best way to do it is to start feeling good about yourself. You know, we come into the winter, we're sluggish, we're at home, we're not getting out because it's cold, the weather. Hit that trail, whether you're walking, whether you're bicycling, whether it will really get the endorphins up. You're going to feel better about yourself. Look at a new haircut, a new color. Realize that when you go to do anything in a plastic surgeon's office, think about it. It's going to take weeks or months to recover. Go into a hair salon, in an hour and a half, we can give a whole new you.
I love that.
Get your makeup reset, whether you're ordering it online. Be sure to look at skin palettes. Don't necessarily follow the trends you're seeing in magazines. Set your own, follow your own path and say, yeah, I'm going to be bold this summer. I'm going to wear a lot of bright colors. I mean, I'm consistently in black, navy, or gray. I'm trying to let go of the gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wore an outfit to church the other day and I was in a gray suit, gray shirt, a gray tie. I come home and look in my mirror and I look like a Q-tip.
Oh,
yeah, I was all gray. I mean, my hair is so, I don't do the gray thing as much as I once did.
When I have seen a picture of you, I think it was the Kentucky Derby. You weren't wearing gray or black or navy.
No, can I tell you that those were gifted to me and I had to wear them? No, it was great. No, it's fun. It is a one time, that I just throw all caution to the wind. I'm like, okay, pink, purple, orange, and blue, and I put it all on one outfit. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It's quite an honor for me to go down there. I'm getting ready to go back down.
Are you?
Yeah.
You bet on the horses?
You know why? I don't really drink.
Okay.
And, it's all about bourbon.
Okay.
Anybody knows bourbon knows that Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah, you can't get it this side of the Mississippi.
Oh.
It's short barreled. It's the whole thing about bourbon. Now, you get down there, you have to know your bourbons, which I don't because I'm drinking. But anyway, so no, it's interesting. Horses, bourbon, and hats.
And hats, fabulous.
What else do you need? Perfect afternoon.
Check.
Mm-hmm. Governor Beshear, former, made me a Kentucky colonel. Presented it at the Derby at the races. So You can call me Colonel now.
Just put that next to your name.
Yeah.
Colonel.
What ranking would that be? How many stars do I need?
Well, you could be a general and just get 1 star, or you could get 4 stars. And
I want to be a colonel. I'm a colonel. What do I put on my shoulders?
Well, it'd be like a leaf. No, it'd be oh my goodness, you're
Sorry.
putting me on the
I don't know. Y'all tell me what I need. I'm going to go get them sewn on the suit.
Bars.
Right after. Bars. No, I want something like epaulette with all the fringe hanging on it. Who wears that?
Well,
the band leader. I guess I'll just go join the band. Give me a baton.
I love it. Yes, and you're in. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
Colonel.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thinking about these wardrobe pieces,
yes.
we do have another question.
Okay.
You've touched on this a little bit. I don't think anybody will forget. Pearls are always, right?
Yes, always.
But perhaps what are a few pieces you recommend to have in a wardrobe for a classic, timeless look? And that might also connect to your thoughts on capsule wardrobes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here's my thought on it. Accessories to me I put them in a category of age. When you are younger, whatever that means to whoever is listening or looking, I'm like young woman, middle age, whatever you consider yourself. That's right. When you're, let's say, in your early 20s to late 30s, let's just put that out there. All that costume jewelry, the bling and all, I think is fabulous. It's great to see how it's interpreted. It's great to see how it's worn. I think when you start getting your 40s, you've kind of centered where you think you'll wear, and you probably collected a strand of pearls,
right?
And you've gotten some other gold pieces and things. And I think as we get older, we just tend to do less. And Coco Chanel said, look at the mirror before you leave the house, take one item off before you leave. But, you want to look at what is going to be your staple. Like I wear this, but my mother always wore a brooch. Yeah. It's just kind of her look. She always had one on. That's kind of the way we knew her. So, you figure out something that's important to you and you start wearing it. Like your wedding rings are always with you. So you want to compliment them at this point. And then bring out the bling and the real excitement for Christmas and New Year's when we're all celebrating, or any major holiday you happen to be celebrating. But I think accessories become less as we get older, and that, the belts and the boots and the shoes and all that craziness, all of a sudden we're in the basic taupe navy mid-heel black pump, which seems to serve us as well. So
love it.
The thigh-high boots probably can go if you're in your 50s.
Oh, so no. Okay.
Oh God, I just heard big sighs. Oh no, I have to get rid of them.
It's time to go. There.
And it capsule.
Oh yeah, capsule wardrobe. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. I was a personal shopper, so I was a fan of that. So women would come in and buy the dress, and I'd sell them a jacket. Then I'd sell them the skirt and the tank top.
Okay.
So you see you've got components there, and then pants.
Right.
So I'm a big fan of that. And when packing, I travel a lot. So I decide what my base color is going to be. It's going to be navy or it's going to be black. And that's what I pack with shoes and wardrobe. Another thing that I get a lot of comments on, actually I get a lot of comments, not always positive, by the way, but a lot. And I'll get up in the morning, and if I have to go and get a breakfast and I'm at a hotel or something, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm pretty much in something like this. Somebody goes, how in the world do you get up in the morning and put yourself together like this? And it's simple. I only pack dress clothes.
Right.
I have nothing else to wear.
Okay.
I don't own sweats. I have running gear, but I'm not going to wear that to breakfast. So I bring stuff like this. Turtlenecks are great this time of year because you can ball them up, shake them out and put them on. So I look at that too. But when I pack, I only pack dress clothes.
Staples.
Yeah, and dress clothes. So I always kind of try to look good.
Right. Oh.
My hair, not always. But right now, I look like June Jetson. It's coming around. I mean, I don't know. Like Leroy, where's he? I mean, I don't know. It's beginning to look a little like Jackie. I get this bob going.
Oh, my goodness. Next time we'll do a haircut. We'll wear the wedding dresses. We'll go. Yeah. It's going to be good.
I'll bring my pill box.
Yes. Do we have time for more questions? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, on that note, just going back a little bit to the interview question. For a
Okay.
male military spouse re-entering the workforce and going to a lunch interview, what do you suggest for attire? Suit and
All right.
tie or sport jacket and no tie?
Yeah. Depending upon the position, I mean, if you're in finance and looking at finance or anything to deal with figures, you want to be in probably a navy blue suit, white shirt, and then just a clubhouse tie or a dark burgundy tie. It always works. And note, if you are going to a luncheon date for an interview, you follow the lead of who invited you. So if they order a drink, then you should order a drink. If they add no salt or pepper to their food, you don't. So you really mimic whatever they're doing. If they do iced tea, you can order a lemonade or whatever. So really pay attention. Keep your hands off the table when you're talking, which is almost impossible for me. I have to handcuff myself to keep talking my hands. It's just the way I talk.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So those are things you want to do. Posture. And any other, I would do a sport coat and always a shirt and tie. And make sure it's starched.
Okay.
It's impressive. Starched shirt.
Crispy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
This is wonderful. Everyone is very appreciative of these tips.
Oh, good.
We do have a few questions that have come in, taking us back to the wedding theme.
Okay.
So specifically thinking about overseas weddings. What about when it comes to destination weddings in Europe? How to help find the right style if you are overseas?
If you are, off continent and you're traveling and you're looking for a space, I'm not quite familiar with the laws. Or or will you have to be married in the magistrate's office before you have your you have a civil ceremony, then a church ceremony? I mean, because a lot of,
Sure, right.
in Europe, you're married at the city hall. That's where you sign all the paperwork. And then there's a blessing at the church. Grace Kelly, you can research her. That's what they did. And a lot of European weddings happen that way. You're married actually at a magistrate or at the city hall. You sign the paperwork and you're married in that. Some places you have to be in residence for at least 4 weeks to have a wedding ceremony. But if you're having a blessing, totally different. You're already married and you're going off to an island to be married. The best thing you can do for your gown is make it lace, because lace you can fall up and hold and it just falls right back into place. It doesn't need press, so that's great. And for the guys, their suits are very easy to move and take around and get them pressed at the hotel or the location you're doing. I think getting married at destination is great. Unfortunately, it limits your participation from your family and friends because not everybody can afford or have the time to travel. So you want to take that into consideration. And you also want to take in consideration the holidays that are happening where you plan to have your wedding. So look at their calendar as well.
Smart.
Because
Yeah.
I was in Greece and it was Ahi Day and name days. But so it was crazy.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's celebrating.
Oh, yeah. And
because Demetrius' name day.
Oh.
So everybody's named Demetrius. And it's their Independence Day. So I was like, oh my God. It's like 4th of July and, all these holidays merged together.
You
so
have a group of people celebrating with you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, you are opening up a salon in Alexandria, Virginia.
I am.
Tell us more about that. How we can find out more about that?
You can always go to montedurham.com and we'll have the list, the posting there. It's a new build, which I'm very fortunate about because then I don't have to worry about plumbing and air conditioning and heating when you're in a historical property. I'm very excited about this adventure. There will be 3 stylists in the design studio. I'll have my own private room. And it's very small, very boutique. We're only offering hair services, great hair services, get in, get out.
Yeah.
I've got a different concept feel. I have a Monte hair care line that you can purchase on Amazon.com. You just key in my name, Monte. There's 5 products. My mission was you don't need a lot of products if you have the right products. So M, moisturizing shampoo. O, one-step conditioner. N, natural root lift for volume. T, taming balm to smooth and polish. And E, ever hold hairspray. MONTE, you get the full Monte. So,
This is so good.
isn't that funny?
I mean, I'm ready to
It's
go
good.
home and just do all of this.
Yeah, right. We can do it. We can have it. So there'll be eventually once the salon's up and open, I will be offering wedding consultations, meaning going offsite to help you pick the perfect dress, look at your venues. We just got to get in there and get it. We're doing some pretty amazing things, and it's all going to be custom. So it's small but nice. And of course, there will be a homage to two of my dear, lovely people, Jackie Kendi, of course, and my dear mother.
Okay,
so
sweet.
It's great. Yeah.
Love it. Well, I guess let's wrap it up with how can we keep up with what you're up to? Is it your website? Are you on social media?
The MonteDurham.com
Okay, that's
is
the best
really
way.
the best way. Instagram, I'm the real Monte Durham. So those are great places to follow me and catch up on what I'm doing. And I'm going to be a little more active with my Instagram account. I've been a little sluggish, and as extroverted as I am, I'm really an introvert.
Okay.
Isn't it funny? Yeah. So I don't, I put myself out there, but I prefer to. I'm a little more quiet. You never know that from today, but I am.
Well, what we like to do with our Coffee Connection Live, and this is really exciting because this is our 1-year anniversary.
Yay! Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Yes. We want all the spouses that are on the call with us today to be able to take a selfie and say that they had coffee with us.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get our mugs.
Okay.
And we'll just pose to the camera, and all the spouses out there, just take your phone and just take a picture. Okay, hopefully you got the picture. Hopefully by that.
Yeah.
And then use the hashtag USOCCLive and post it out there and say that you had coffee with us today.
Yeah, what an honor for me.
Fabulous.
This has been a great honor for me. And thank you for your service, everyone that's out there. Stay safe and God bless.
Yes, and so our next Coffee Connection Live will be March 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with energy coach and mindset mentor Marilis Self, where we'll talk about how to navigate your energy throughout your military spouse journey. Make sure to also check out our next LinkedIn webinar for military spouses with Michael Quinn on March 20th. This is all for military spouses. So find out more information on uso.org/military spouse. And Monte, thank you. It's been fabulous.
No, I look forward to coming back and talking more and answering a few more questions.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we're going to have the wedding dress parade. We're working on that.
Yes,
we're going to work on that right now.
Yes, let us know if you want that to happen. Okay, take care, everybody.
Cheers.